This is the iHockey Trainer Scouting Outlook. For a lot of you, you're going through a lot of tryouts right now, whether it be for your AAA teams, junior, college, pro, all of you want to get to that next level. We're going to take a look at what a scout necessarily sees when they're assessing a player, especially when they're assessing a player's skill in a certain category. Right now, one of our members, Jake, we're going to look at, he's a defender, we're going to look at his skating, his tendencies, his strengths, and his weaknesses. Now we're going to take a look at one of his shifts. He's number 2 in black. We're going to see what a scout sees in terms of skating and how he moves in regards to the play. So number 2 right back here, as he goes back for the puck. Right away as a defenseman, what we want is he's under a little bit of pressure, under a little bit of duress as he's coming around the net. Realizes he's in a tight scenario. And instead of passing up a problem, what we're going to want him to do is get in there, realize he's in that difficult situation, get it high, up off the glass, and out of the zone. That's what a junior or a college or a pro team wants to see other defensemen when they're in trouble. Instead of passing up a problem, just get out of trouble, get out of the zone, and then refocus. Continuing on with the shift. Back in front of the net here. Getting the body positioning, boxing out in front, that's all good. He's got to jump into play, even though he's coming out of focus here a little bit. He's got to jump into the play. But what we're going to want to see out of his skating is his relation to his stance, his leg power, his acceleration, and how the general coordination is. He's a big guy, he's got a lot of talent, but we got to see how he's actually mobile. Now we're just going to take a little bit of a closer look into that last part of that shift in slow motion and see how, as he's going backwards. We're going to see there's a lot of footwork and a lot of his hips are too tight, not bent strong enough. So we're going to see there's a lot of noise in his feet. So as you can see right here, he should be moving in a straight line back. Instead of crossing over all the time, he should just be able to move up and face the play. Why that's important as a defenseman is because now as it turns, he's got to completely turn his hips one way to allow his feet to compensate to get into that angle and feet. And same if it turns the other way. But what we want our defensemen to do is actually have their hips pointing up the ice at all times, face the play, so not as many crossovers. That's why you're going to run into problems as you get those little agile players moving in and out. You're going to be turning too much, taking a lot of hooking and holding penalties. So just maybe making it more efficient as he's skating backwards. Less crossovers, leg strength, and just move back in a straight line. Shortest distance between 2 points, straight line, A to B. Then, when we stop it, if you can see that, we're actually seeing as he's striding how far his knee actually gets over his toe. When you see that, that means it's a little bit more efficient, which means he's pushing off completely with his toe instead of using the whole force of his foot and using his leg and more importantly his buttocks muscles to accelerate to that puck. Now we're going to see what he has a pretty good shift here. Battles in front, knocks one of his guys down. That's great. He's playing his offside, jumping into play for support, makes a good challenge, doesn't necessarily get the puck, recovers to the net, challenges again. Turnover, head up, finds a nice stretch pass for a great scoring chance, gets his feet moving, jumps into the play, creates another offensive zone scoring chance, and recovers back with his speed, another challenge. And then should be a little bit tired by now, pretty intense shift. So as you can see for young players, there's a lot to be had. When you break down a shift into strengths and weaknesses, you can definitely see there's a lot of areas that this player has to improve on. But this is what scouts, when they're coming to games, are exactly looking at. As being a taller, big defenseman, you can see why when they go and scout a guy like Jay Bouwmeester or Nick Lidstrom, they look at him, they got the size, but they got that mobility, and they're just drooling over these guys. But now you're seeing a guy like Larson and Victor Hedman have come over from Sweden, breaking into the league. They're just amazed on how efficient their skating is. It's so valuable to a team when they're constructing their game plan and they want to make that transition game and get themselves out of pressure. This is what scouts look at. Hopefully you've learned something today. Keep getting better every day. iHockeytrainer.com.